for the lovely 5D collective. It's the Pachas of the world, as we were saying in the short, people who are able to believe in their self and use their mind, left and right mode of the brain with integration. So integration is when you have a healthy self-worth, a lovely whole 3-year-old heart, as I call it, because you're able to bring forth that you in the present moment, because you do not have charges. So your charges, we all have charges. I'm attachment and trauma informed. I'm also a 5D mystic, not 4D, in the Enlightenment Soul Age group, might add. So all of these aspects we discuss in the longer videos, the longer audios. There's not longer videos for now, even though sometimes there will be in the future, and we do have some that are discussions, though. They're conversations with other individuals, our Be Yourself, inner growth mindset stories. So on that note, that's for anybody who's new, but personal development. When you have the ability to be the whole 3-year-old heart, it's fun. That's why I like to use the word Krishna Lila, because Krishna Lila, the story is that he explores the depths of seriousness with playfulness. And when you understand how kindness and compassion come forth from integration of the brain, you understand how the two match in here, because your ventral vagal nervous system is what is engaged when you're in integration of the brain. So you're using also prefrontal cortex, and you're using the higher social engagement system of your mammalian heritage, like my own. I learn all of this from, again, courses, not made up, and that would be Mindsight Institute, one of them. Daniel Siegel, he explains the mind, the brain, and relationships effectively. Interpersonal neurobiology, attachment and the lifespan, and then there's also disorganized attachment and dissociative identity disorder. Great, as well as an upcoming one, consciousness and change. This is going to be fun. When we look at spirituality, Sadhguru, I've taken his inner engineering, Shambhavi Kriya, and his grace of yoga. All amazing. And when I put the two next to each other, they're giving the same information. But obviously, here's where not all people hear that. So let's talk. When I see the attachment coaches and therapists and those who support from that angle, we learn all about the individuals who do not have secure attachment. So emotionally unavailable people. When I look at childhood trauma, good therapists, we learn about how they're not a pathology. Their behavior can be understood with the right therapist. And EMDR, child parts work, as well as somatics, working with the divine feminine, the body of you is what's going to help people to become reparented on their timing and then their own inner adult. We get to talk about pachas, so being an inner adult, which is why we have fun. We have fun thinking and feeling, because we feel first and we think. So what this means is, if I'm pouting because today was one of those days, I'm going to be like, curious, open, accepting, and loving of myself. Thank you, Daniel Siegel, for the acronyms. Thanks to my flexible, adaptive, coherent, energized, and stable brain. Thank you again, Daniel Siegel. And I like to use my own acronym for SMART. Stable, mature, adaptive, rational, and teachable. And the inner growth mindset supports those of you who like to do the, I'm going to explore and I'm not going to pout. Why? Because I got 2 hands, I got 2 feet. Most likely, if you're watching, you got internet. So there are things you have, unlike those who don't have any of this. Okay, so you're able to be in meta-awareness, is what the neuroscientists call it. So self-aware. And your whole 3-year-old heart, you're like, I won't pout. So you know how to hold neutrality in duality, and that's equanimity. The land of truth, because there are not one truth. You also, in fact, don't see any one human being on the face of this planet as more knowledgeable than the next, or as more worthy than the next, because you have healthy self-worth. And that means I'm not superior and inferior to you. So you may speak to me. My whole 3-year-old heart will be here. My teenager is fast asleep because I'm the adult of me. Which means that your words are simply put, blah, 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 blah. That doesn't mean, though, I do what flat earthers do. No, because sciences, they explain a lot for those of us who use the integrated adult brain. So again, Pacha knows all humans have a heart. So do we, because we see it. We're grounded in reality. Being present is because you're able to be curious, open, accepting, loving. Again, thank you, Daniel Siegel. So when you're conscious, it's because the integrated brain has left and right mode. The left is our chit chat or the verbal. The right, all that comes up from our body. When you have secure attachment, it's not overwhelming. It's for those who have impaired bilateral integration that it will be overwhelming. And so for me, it's never been overwhelming to be, oh, my 3-year-old's here, my teenager's here, oh, look at that. And to not use my tone, because my mother addressed my tone a lot of times. She's the one who gets the 3-year-old still, because it's reactive, which is what karma is. When you're reactive, that's karma. It's not a bad word. It's you're literally doing unconscious. So we all have the charges, basics, without any of the fragmentations and ruptures and attachment wounds, which are bigger. And some people, they actually don't notice that they are running away and suppressing, because it's made to look cool to drink, to fuck, to do drugs, and Hangover is the movie that comes to my mind. And it's not because our ancestors decided, let's create a group of people, the human beings, to let them be this. No, we didn't have all this lovely attachment and trauma information the same way. And self-soothing mechanisms involve the embodied brain. So your brain is that brain thing here, right? And a nervous system. So people don't learn what it is to be human. They just are busy being, usually teenagers. Again, Hangover, not cool. When I watched, I'm like, okay, I can laugh. It's a movie. But then I look outside, I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, wait. And it's like, okay, hold on. Are they adults? Because I was a teenager myself, which is why I thought that grown-ups, that's what I call them. I'm still a 3-year-old. It's like, where's the grown-ups? Aren't they supposed to be able to know what health means physical? And so again, let me take steps and move that one to the side and finish what I was trying to get to, which is when you are present, you're able to be stable, mature, adaptive, rational, and teachable, because you get to learn from all people, not just some people. You also get to identify the Peter Pans with the lost boys. The pain points that you hear some people talking about, yes, it's because when you don't have a whole 3-year-old heart, means you think of magical wands. So while I'm a mystic, this is why I say it's good. It's okay. You can call me woo-woo. Enlightenment Soul Age Group, you can be skeptical. I won't have you call me any names, because my name is Maria. That's the one name that I would want anyone to really use. But it's to allow people who know of these topics to tune in. And plus the 5D mystics are going to want to be over here, because the 4D, seriously, they continue to amaze me. I really didn't think they'd stay stuck. But they're not stuck. Again, thank you, trauma therapist, for informing me of what an adaptive child does when they don't want to. No, it's not that. It's that their past always comes, and that impaired bilateral integration has a story for them. And the Hangover movie is what they look to. Let me eat Ben and Jerry's, or let me go do the fucking, the drinking, the drugging. And I'm a 44-year-old woman who, yes, when I go out and look at the world, I'm like, wow, a lot of people think that after a hard day of work, they're going to go and do that, versus, was it really a hard day of work? And if it was, then why are we not working on our window of welcome for emotions? Because a 3-year-old can work on that as a grown-up. So Patch, I can say, wasn't really a hard day, because I'm breathing, I'm eating, I'm drinking. Pretty much I have all those basic needs. I'm going to say that I also know that this is my opportunity to work that ventral vagal nervous system, which is where you see people who, after having had good therapy, they will complain about personal development. Literally, I want life to start now. Life has started. It will continue to be. And so I explain things, because see, the embodied brain, as I said, is very straightforward. The biochemistry of you is in your hands. Now, to get to the biochemistry of the Enlightenment Soul Age Group, it's really easy. You just choose to not pout, because you've been told. I was told as a 3-year-old, 4 or 5, whoever knows, however many times. 1, you don't know everything. Just because you don't know it doesn't mean you shouldn't try it. Life isn't going to be easy all the time. You're going to have a lot of unknowns, uncertainties, unwanteds, unexpecteds. Thank you, Mother, again. And here's what you learn. Thank you, Daniel Siegel. The right gets to deal with unknowns, unexpecteds, unwanteds, and contradicting information. It allows it to sit here, which is why the Krishna Lila group, we got a blank canvas. And then we're like, this was an interesting day. But to be here is because we chose love in here and in here. Chit chatter, it's not a hard day. It's really just a day. My biochemistry doesn't have to be this way, and lo and behold. So we get to talk about believing in yourself, being yourself, the whole 3-year-old heart, growing those secure attachment relationships. So people who do know, here's a shirt, because I got one on. They know how to love themselves. We know how to love each other, and to not tell each other what to do, but we will say, hey, you know what? Maybe today you might want to lay off on that, because yesterday. So we talk like grown-ups and love like grown-ups. It's really amazing. Tune on in for more. And again, be compassionate and kind, because there's a lot of people that need that.